It has been one of the revolutionary forces in sports and entertainment. Tonight, on a jam-packed show from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, it was a dawning of a new era on a new network. For the first time in a long time, we were back on network television. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Friday Night Smackdown on Fox. And boy, do we got a lot to talk about. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the season premiere of Friday Night Smack Talk, formerly known as the Cerebral Smack Talk. I am good old MF Michael Fletcher, alongside my partners in crime that's going to take you down this crazy winding road, Anthony Florio, Dee Woodson, and Michael Bullock. And ladies and gentlemen, what a night it was. What a show. And we will dive right in. We're not going to waste any time. We started it off with Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon, just welcoming everybody to the SmackDown. They got a nice new looking stage. Yes, the pyro is there. The lasers are there. And a kick-ass brand new song. Thank you, AC/DC. We are ready. And yes, we are indeed ready to go here tonight. And we jumped it off with the man, Becky Lynch. She was going to cut a promo, interrupted immediately by Baron Corbin, King of the Ring winner, King Corbin. But then we had another interruption, and this one was massive. The most electrifying man in sports and entertainment, the jabroni beating, pie eating, eyebrow raising, rock bottom dropping. It was The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He was in the house. This was a jump off, guys. I love the segment. The segment was hilarious. Rock in his rare form. So was Becky Lynch. Obviously, Corbin was the sacrificial lamb here, and he did play. He got a couple of nice jokes, got levied on him throughout the crowd. The crowd was electric. It was hot. This was amazing. What a jump off. Anthony Florio, you could easily call this segment of the night.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, MF, congratulations on the new era. To be honest, Michael Bullock and I, we had our SmackDown chat this evening. I mean, it wasn't exactly a blowaway segment, if I'm going to be honest with you, because, anything involving Constable Bleepface obviously is going to bring the value of the show down immediately. So, sorry to be the Debbie Downer on this one, but, I have to be. But, The Rock and Becky Lynch, I mean, that was a match made in heaven. I'll be honest with you. I mean, two of the best talkers out there. I mean, what can you say? I mean, seeing the man and the Brahma Bull in there, that was pretty damn cool. That part I enjoyed, but Constable Bleepface, no. Absolutely not. But, the fans ate it up, and right out of the gate, this feels fresh. There's a look and feel that only network television can bring. And Fox Sports in general is a renowned broadcast partner that WWE is immediately fitting into. In terms of look, sound, and feel, the show is mic'd different, and it's obvious right out of the gate the crowd is loud, but also feels very close in the mix. Kicking off the show with Becky Lynch was the right call, being that she's the company's top full-time star. Corbin was the perfect butt of the joke for Lynch and The Rock, who delivered a brief greatest hits performance that hit all the right notes and got the show started off hot. Good segment, even though I don't think it was really all that much of a blowaway, to be quite honest with you. So by default, it was the segment of the night. So nothing more to say. Phenom, Michael Bullock. What a way to start it off. Constable Bleepface getting exactly what he deserved. His just desserts. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah, he got the smack laid down on him. No doubt about it. But yeah, this was definitely a great way to start it off with the man Becky Lynch, and yeah, I mean, I could have done without Constable Bleepface. I mean, he did take that segment down just a little bit, but man, did it pick up when the Rock came out. And I'm going to be quite honest, guys. The Rock I don't think he's lost a step on the mic. I mean, as I like to say, vintage Rock as he always is. I mean, some of the things he said to King Corbin really laughed my ass off. But the one that really made me laugh my ass off when he asked him a certain question, and then the man Becky Lynch said, "It doesn't matter what you think," and I really got a laugh out of that one. And then the man and the Rock basically took out King Corbin. So yeah, I mean, this was definitely a good way to start off the premiere of Friday Night Smackdown on Fox, and yeah, it was definitely good. And let's just say, Dee Dee Woodson, this was definitely good. If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Yeah. I smell what the Rock's cooking. I smell what
Yeah, he cooked up an axe kicking on Constable Bleepface.
with a little help from the man. And of course, we all know WWE is famous for making names or stuff out of letters that spell different things. Like if you go back into the days of the hurricane, you had the letters SHIT in there. Now you have STD. So yeah, they're notorious for that. But this is definitely the segment of the night. And that was Jennifer. Yeah, so yeah, this definitely was a great segment. Great way to see Corbin get his just desserts. So yeah, I have nothing negative to say about it. It was great to see The Rock. Great way to start the show off after Vince and Stephanie coming out. So Fletch is yours.
And we started off with the first fight of the night, and well, why not? It was the 4 horsewomen of WWE going to battle. Tag team attraction, Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, and Charlotte Flair going up against Sasha Banks and SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. It was the Boss and Hug Connection versus the Tea Party, as I like to call Becky Lynch and Charlotte. And when it was all said and done, it was indeed the Tea Party getting the victory, as it was Charlotte putting the figure 8 on Bayley for the tap out win in 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Anthony Florio, it is all yours, my brother.
2.5 stars, MF. This was not as good as the Madison Square Garden match was. That was awesome. This one, decent at best, if I'm going to be honest here. Decent match. Charlotte seemed motivated to take a few risks on the premiere. All 4 women worked hard and fast. There's little else to say here other than offer a kudos to WWE for making the first match on Fox a women's bout and not patting themselves on the back for it too much. So I will give them that. The Garden match, far better. But this was fine, though. This was fine. So I'm only going to give this about 2.5 for the effort. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this women's tag team match? The Garden match was definitely far better than this one tonight.
Oh yeah, the Garden match was definitely better than what we got here. But it was still a good match. I mean, I'll give it about 2.5 stars. Yeah, definitely kudos to WWE for kicking off the premiere of SmackDown on Fox for the matches portion with a women's match. So, yeah, we saw some of the women take some huge risks, especially Charlotte with that moonsault to the outside, and yeah, it gives some momentum to basically to the team of Charlotte and Becky, and gives Becky some momentum going into that Hell in a Cell match against Sasha Banks. So yeah, good match, but the Garden bout was still better. So nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything that was said. It was a good opener. Great energy, and it's likely going to set up for Charlotte to probably challenge Becky on Sunday. We'll just see what happens with that. But yeah, I pretty much can agree with the rating and everything. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Total agreement. 2.5 stars. Definitely a good match. I'm really not gonna go much more than that because of the fact that we got so much to cover here in the match tonight. So we're gonna have nothing more to add here. What we will talk about now is then we got a lot of segments. Here's something you don't see every day. One of the lead interviewers for Fox Sports was in the building. That's right. Aaron Andrews from the NFL on Fox, normally part of the A team, along with Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, was interviewing the New Day as they were preparing for the fight for the WWE Championship. So we had that, which is pretty cool. It's always good when we get some big names, but to get Aaron Andrews from Fox, dude, I'm already loving this new 5-year deal. Thank you. If we can get more of those people in the building, that'd be awesome. Not only that,
and Florida was definitely smiling like a Cheshire cat when he saw that.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yes,
and he was smiling more when Aaron Andrews did that thing with the New Day.
The W. Hey, let's be nice. Try to keep it PG. Try to keep it PG.
And I just wanna throw in a quick thought about that.
Go ahead.
Not gloating, not gushing or anything, but as a professional, which is what we do on this show, Aaron Andrews' presence gives the show a big time feel. She's one of the more recognizable names and faces in all of sports broadcasting, as if y'all didn't know. I assume she's only going to be there on backstage interview duty. I mean, she was only on backstage interview duty for this show tonight, for this premiere. But I think having her there on a semi-regular or even regular basis would raise the stock of the show considerably. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. It makes it more legitimate. When you get actual interviewers or actual amazing people, yeah, this would absolutely make it, it makes it great. It definitely makes it great. I got nothing else to say. I got no arguments, as a matter of fact. So, all right, guys. So let's just keep going. Then we had Seth Rollins. Well, actually, before we did, then we went into the crowd, and they were promoting all the people who were there. Blue carpet, the whole 9 yards, and we had the lineal heavyweight champion in boxing, Tyson Fury, in the crowd. Then there was also talk that Urban Meyer and Dennis Rodman were in the locker room area backstage, which is pretty awesome. And then we saw Kurt Angle and Mick Foley in the house. So that was awesome, to say the very least. Then we got some real fun. So Seth Rollins come out, was getting ready for a match because he was gonna fight Shinsuke Nakamura. But the next thing we know, we had a segment. The Firefly Funhouse came out, And boy, was I excited for this. They actually did a good job. They actually did a good job with it. Nice hype for the match itself. Nice hype for the Hell in a Cell, which is this Sunday night. Oh, by the way, stay tuned, guys, because after the review of SmackDown, we will get into an official preview for Hell in a Cell here tonight. So stick around, guys. And of course, the next thing we did have was the match, Seth Rollins versus Nakamura. Fight gets thrown out, apparent no contest, because of the fact that the Fiend showed up and jumped Seth Rollins again. He jumped him at the rampway, mandible claw, and that was that. So next thing we had, all right, now there's gonna be some fun. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Loser leaves the WWE in a ladder match. Winner of the bout in 12 minutes, Kevin Owens. He wins the bout. Michael Bullock, you get to lead off the great nightmare, or the notorious nightmare, is finally over. The best in the world is gone.
Yes, 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 yes. No, not 1,000, 1,000,000 times. Yes. Thank goodness. Yeah. But getting to the match, I mean, this to me was definitely the fight of the night here. 3.5 stars for this match. I mean, it was a very good match. We saw a lot of high flying moves, especially Shane McMahon with his elbow drop onto the announce table, and then doing the coast to coast with the ladder right on Kevin Owens. But some of the things that we saw from Kevin Owens, a frog splash right onto the ladder, and then he throws Shane McMahon right onto the ladder near the end that got him the victory. And then basically he said he had these things to say to him. Shane McMahon, you're fired. And as soon as he said that, me and Florio, we were beaming with joy. So, yeah. So, nothing more to say. 3.5 stars, fight of the night. All I can say is Shane McMahon, see ya, you jackass. And don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Dee Woodson, it is yours. Woohoo!
Okay, yeah, it's definitely a 3.5 star match. It was a very good match. Definitely the fight of the night. It was, had some fun spots. The crowd was definitely hot, and of course, we got the right result in the end. So yeah, I mean, bye bye to Shane. No more of the annoying stuff for the announcers to have to go through to announce them. To where I feel bad for the announcers, because I feel like the announcers are going to pass out from the lack of air for as long as they have to hold that one word out because of this little idiot. So yeah, like I said, there's not a lot to add to it. So to what Bullock said. So yeah, I'm just going to move on to Fletch.
Meph, are you there?
Fletch, you there?
Hello. Okay, since it's MIA, I'll toss it to Florio.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna take it. For me, this was the fight of the night, absolutely, without a doubt. 3.5 stars. Yeah, fun match. Like any Shane match, this required an abnormal amount of suspension of disbelief, with that said, this was just about what you would have expected from these two in this situation. Big spots that delivered, especially for a TV match. The right man won, and though Owens has not been fully redeemed, I'm looking forward to seeing him move into something that will allow him to put this entire situation in the past. Hopefully, this really is the last we see of Shane O'Mac for quite a while. Even though it was fun when he came back, we were happy to see him 3.5 years ago. Not so much anymore, but at least that one national nightmare is finally over. So hallelujah, praise the Lord for that. So I don't know if MF is back in. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if
I'm back, guys. I'm back.
Yeah.
All right.
3.5 stars, fight of the night for me. So MF, we got to get your thoughts since you stepped away.
Yeah, no, 3.5 stars for me as well. This was an incredible match. No doubt about it. The right man won this battle. There's no doubt about it. Kevin Owens deserves to win this. At the end of the day, it kind of depends on how this is going to play out down the line, but this was absolutely incredible. So, I mean, this was incredible to see, incredible to say, and yeah, this was a great match. So, at the end of the day, we're just going to have to, we'll wait and find out. So, at the end of the day, it was, like I said, great match, 3.5 stars. So, we're just going to move right along to the next fight of the night, which was an 8-man tag team fight, as it was Braun Strowman, Miz, Otis, and Tucker, Heavy Machinery, versus AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, and Bobby Roode. When it was all said and done, the face team won, but there was a little bit of a brouhaha after the match, as Braun Strowman was picking a fight with heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Whoa, what the hell was that? Could we say maybe a fight down the line heading into WrestleMania? Maybe? All right, guys, do you want to talk about this, or do you want us to just move on? It's totally up to you. Your call.
I'll say it like this. As far as the match is concerned, nothing to see. Nothing to see here match-wise. But this was a vehicle to introduce the Fox audience to a bunch of talent, and obviously meant to set up an angle between Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury. I'm very curious as to how much crossover there is between the pro wrestling and boxing audience. It didn't strike me as though the crowd thought this was a particularly big deal, but to us, this is a big deal. Now, I'll be honest here. Good old MF Michael Fletcher is the biggest boxing purist you will ever meet. He knows the ins, outs, every nook and cranny of the sport. And I've heard of the name Tyson Fury. I know he's a big deal. I know MF's gonna, wax poetic about it. But let me just say like this. I think we could be on the verge of a crossover WrestleMania bout. I would not be surprised if we see a Braun Strowman Tyson Fury match at WrestleMania 36. And if that's the case, then I'm a little concerned for Strowman because, 9 times out of 10, whenever there's a celebrity involvement in a match, the celebrity 9 times out of 10 goes over. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But that's really all I wanted to say. I know Bullock and Didi probably want to move on, and I'm not, and I'm cool with that. So that's all there is to say. Strowman and Fury, that could be something very interesting. So MF, I mean, I know you are, like I said, you are the biggest boxing nut we all know. I mean, Tyson Fury, what heavyweight champion is he?
The lineal heavyweight champion of the world. So out of all the guys, you got your DeAndre Wilders, you got your Ruiz, you have right now all these other guys. The lineal champion is basically under Ring Magazine and a whole bunch of other companies. They have made him the true champion of the world. So that's the true champion more than anything else. So he's the champ. That's basically what it is. Nothing more to say. And that's really it. So, yeah. So he is the champ, no doubt about it. And that's going to be fun. That's going to be down the line. We're going to see how good that's going to be. So the next thing we had was Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan lumberjack match. Winner of the bout in 9 minutes and 20 seconds was Roman Reigns. So, all right, guys. So who's up here? Is it Dee Dee Woodson?
I think so.
All right. So Dee Dee, it's all yours, my dear. What did you say? What do you think?
I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. It was a solid match, and it served its purpose for a go home show, and definitely leads to a tag match between Roman and Daniel versus Eric, and my brain's going out. Luke Harper. So yeah, I mean it's definitely leading up to that because I mean this had a lot of action in it, and basically there at the end, I mean it was just total brawl. That they just kind of lost control there for a little while, but of course everything was legal because it was a lumberjack match. So yeah, it was legal for Luke to get involved. It was legal for Daniel to get involved, and like I said, that pretty much sets up for a tag match for the pay-per-view Sunday. So we'll see what happens. But definitely, definitely a good solid match. So Fletch, it's yours.
This was an all right fight, no doubt about it. This is about 2.5 stars, no doubt, no doubt. And now we gotta go and we'll wait and see what happens. Roman Reigns definitely gets the victory. And nice little thing at the end. And, we'll see what happens. I think this will be an interesting situation. So, yeah. All right. Anthony, it's yours.
For me, this was the second best fight of the night here. I'm going to give this a solid 3 stars for the effort. Fun, chaotic match, albeit a pretty run-of-the-mill for the lumberjack stipulation. Reigns and Rowan seem to have some chemistry, and Eric Rowan continues to come off as a legitimate player. The crowd seems generally interested in the Bryan and Roman partnership, I should say. And this tag team match on Sunday night could be really entertaining. So that's all I can say on that. So for my taste, this one was a solid 3, and I will say second best fight of the night. So nothing more to say. Bullock, your thoughts? Bullock, are you there?
Mike? He might have stepped away for a moment.
He might have stepped away, or he might have done. Oh, there he is. All right. Bullock, the Roman Reigns Eric Rowan lumberjack match, 3 stars, second best fight of the night for me.
Yeah, I'll agree. 3 stars, the second best fight of the night, no doubt about it. Definitely a lot of craziness, but then again, what else would you expect in a lumberjack match? So nothing more to say, Fletch. Let's just move on.
All right, and the next thing that we did have, well, all it was is just the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in 8 seconds and new WWE Champion Brock Lesnar. But wait, there's more. So Rey Mysterio's music hits, and we're thinking, Rey and Dominic is about to come back out. All right, here we go again. A prelude to what happened on Monday Night Raw. Oh, no. That was not what we got. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest signee of the WWE, former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Cain Velasquez, is on Smackdown Live and went after Brock Lesnar. Oh my freaking God, is all I can say. The fight is a dud. The post-fight is going to have the entire internet blowing up. That's all I'm going to say about it. Kane versus Brock? Shut up and take my money, WWE. Holy freaking crap. I mean, okay, we knew Brock was a highly anticipated get. We know that Kane is a highly anticipated get. AEW wanted him. WWE wanted him. It looks to me WWE just won the bidding war for Cain Velasquez. And my God, are they going to do Brock versus Kane? The last time these two guys fought was in the UFC for the heavyweight championship, and Kane destroyed him in the octagon. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's a way to close SmackDown Live. Holy freaking crap, what a segment. All right, Anthony. Wow. Okay, fight was a dud. The WWE title fight was a dud.
Amen.
Yes, the worst nightmare has happened. Brock's got the WWE championship, but Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar. Whoa.
WrestleMania?
Whoa. Do it.
Think?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think so. Yeah, I agree.
Because you know they're going to want Lesnar to hold the thing until Mania. You do know that. So you're not going to see the title. He's going to defend it like every 3 to 4 months, like clockwork, like he did with the Universal Championship. Oh, man. In that regard, MF, I hate to do this to you, but may God have mercy on your soul, my man, because you know now you got to feel my pain now, because you know Brock Lesnar held the Universal Championship hostage on Monday Night Raw for way too long. And now, unfortunately, he has just taken the most prestigious prize in all of WWE, the WWE Championship, a title that has 56 years of lineage, is about to be held hostage, and you're not going to see that thing for several months. And could Cain Velasquez end up being the savior for that? That's a very realistic possibility. I mean, how do they set that up? Do they have Cain Velasquez do the unthinkable? Do they have him win the Royal Rumble match just to get the opportunity to fight Lesnar? Or what do they do? How do we get to it? It's going to happen eventually. So, but all in all seriousness, though, yikes. That title match is not going to sit well with people. Kofi Kingston's title reign was reduced to a handful of mostly unimpressive feuds and a record-setting loss to Brock Lesnar. Kofi was not even an afterthought here. He was completely non-existent the moment the bell rang and the match ended. But, you know, it is what it is. But nonetheless, though, Cain Velasquez, I mean, Michael Bullock didn't even know who that was. I mean, we all thought it was Ray and Dominic. That's what we thought. But then a few moments had to go by, and then Bullock was asking me who that was. He said, "Hey, Floyer, who is that?" And then when I put 2 and 2 together, I'm like, "Oh my goodness, that's Cain Velasquez." Oh my Lord Almighty, that's what happened. And yeah, Cain Velasquez, that's awesome. I mean, yes, the nightmare, MF's worst nightmare is a reality. Brock Lesnar is now MF's problem. I had a feeling that was going to happen at some point, but, you know, man, you got to feel bad for Kofi Kingston. I mean, that was almost like Diesel and Bob Backlund in Madison Square Garden, Thanksgiving weekend, 1994. That was almost, you said it, 8 seconds. That's exactly what Diesel used. That's how long it took Diesel to beat Backlund when he won the title in the Garden, that house show. So it kind of felt like that in a way. But, man, your heart goes out to Kofi, man. I mean, a 6-month title run. I mean, the way he won it was emotionally charged. It was epic. It was amazing. But the way he lost it, yeah, that's going to leave a bad taste in all our mouths. But Cain Velasquez coming out, that definitely, you know, made up for it. You know, that got you knew the crowd was gonna poo-poo all over it, but once you brought Velasquez out, that obviously saved them from a riot. So so that's all I can say on that. Lesnar, Velasquez, could it be for the WWE Championship? That's very realistic. We could see that at Mania, and if they do that at Mania, ladies and gentlemen, there's your main event right there. The women may have had their moment this year, but we're gonna go right back to the men in 36. If they make this official, title or not, that's the main event for WrestleMania 36. Wow. Nothing more to say. Bullock, it's a dud, NA, NR, whatever you want to call it. But man, you didn't know who it was. You asked me who it was, and I told you when I told you it was Cain Velasquez. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was a surprise. I mean, yeah, it looks like Cain Velasquez now is a part of WWE, and it looks like they're starting to build towards Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar going down. Yeah, maybe WrestleMania could be the perfect thing, so we'll just have to wait and see. So, nothing more to say. I'm just going to give it to if Dee Dee Woodson if she wants to talk about it. If not, I guess you are going to talk about it. So go right ahead, Dee Dee.
Yeah, it was definitely a good ending after the match was over with. Yeah, the match itself, it sucked big time. There's a lot of people that have already started the ranting for the fact that Kofi lost it and the way he lost it, because here he had gone through the whole gauntlet, went into the elimination chamber and everything, and now all of a sudden he loses to Brock Lesnar in just seconds. Yeah, that's not good. So seeing Ray come out with Velasquez, and you can look up on YouTube, or if you follow Kevin, he reposted, I think, the Mexican version of Velasquez beating the crap out of Lesnar on UFC. So yeah, I mean, look it up. It was, you can just see how much the hatred is with Velasquez and Lesnar, and the damage that Velasquez can do, since he was the one who broke his nose. So yeah, not much more I'm going to say about it. Fletch, let's move on.
All right, guys, it's time for the overall review for SmackDown Live for this first show on Fox. And Anthony Florio, you lead off.
I need more time to digest that show closing angle and its implications going forward. However, I want to focus primarily on the big picture coming out of this first night on Fox. And I feel largely positive about that. Fox went to great lengths to legitimize pro wrestling to its mainstream audience tonight. This show felt big, and not just because of the talent involved. The look and the feel of the show is refreshed. The show feels like a big-time, legitimate Fox Sports production. And I'm particularly intrigued by the Fox Sports crew's involvement, or maybe lack thereof, going forward. We'll see. WWE showed their hand a bit today, choosing to push out a lot of talent on this first show. You can see who they want to place emphasis on, brands aside, going forward. The only surprising absence to me was Alexa Bliss, though the show was immensely crowded and she was heavily featured in the show's advertising, so I don't think that's a particularly big deal. A lot of faith was placed in the hands of stars from other combat sports. Cain Velasquez and Tyson Fury are stars of their respective combats. Will their names be enough to draw in? Will their names be enough to draw in lapsed wrestling fans? We'll find out. I doubt that fans of those respective sports who aren't already wrestling fans are going to be willing to give the product a shot, legitimized by Fox or not. It's a gamble, but certainly something that will give us a lot to talk about going forward. Time will tell whether or not they can keep the vibe. There was a lot of star power on this show, And, while I think the aesthetic and the inertia of network television will keep the show feeling big, there will be undoubtedly a huge drop-off in star power going forward. And that's when we can really, put the analysis in on that, the real analysis here. So I suppose I could give it a passable effort, even though it wasn't really that big bang show that I thought it was going to be. I don't think it's going to be that record-setting ratings juggernaut that main event was in '88 that I mentioned last night. So I'll give it a pass for the effort. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for the effort because of the way it looked and everything else, like I just mentioned. So even though it was not the blowaway show, it was a solid. It was not overly spectacular, a little disappointing. I kind of wanted. I mean, they built this as the 20th anniversary of the show, and now this is where the nitpicks are going to come in here. This is where I'm going to be the man who tells it like it is here. I might say some of the things I'm about to say might disappoint MF and some of you, but I have to be the man who tells it like it is here. They built this as the 20th anniversary of SmackDown. What they should have done was utilize the legends more. I understand they only had 2 hours to work with, but they put way too many matches on the show. And most of those weren't even any good, if I'm going to be honest with you. You had a couple of cutout quality matches. What you also could have done was you could have, had a more detailed video package highlighting all the great moments in the history of the show and everything else. But you hyped up all those names, and yet all they did was just sit in the crowd. Yes, you involved The Rock. That was great. That was well done. But no John Cena, no Undertaker. I mean, that was a little disappointing on my end, if I'm going to be honest with you. So, but, other than that little nitpick, about the lack of the legends and the lack of, moment about, I really wanted to have more people talking about, SmackDown, like little mini vignettes or something like that, because you built it as the 20th anniversary show, and yet you threw out, you overbooked the matches and the whole 9 yards. So that's the little nitpick I had. I mean, was it the worst show? No. But was it the best show? No. So I got to be honest here, but I'm going to give it a pass for the effort. So let's wait and see what happens next week with the draft, and then we'll go from there. So fight of the night, Kevin Owens, Shane O'Mac ladder match. That was really great. Reigns and Rowan's lumberjack match. Those were the two really only standout matches. Kofi got buried. That's a damn shame, but it is what it is. So that's all I can say on that. I'll give it a 7 for the effort. So that's all I can do. So Michael Bullock, we even said it during our SmackDown chat. I mean, we were expecting, that big bang show. Yeah, we got a bang at the end, yes, but for the most part, this show, I hate to say it, was a bit of a whimper for me.
Yeah, but I think it was a passable show. I mean, good enough to be a passable show. I'll give it about 7 out of 10 as well. I mean, I agree with everything that you just said there, Florio. So let's just move on to D.D. Woodson.
Definitely 7 out of 10. Not as big on the storylines as SmackDown is usually known to be. Definitely did not do much to prepare us for Hell in a Cell. I mean, it was a little lackluster, but here you're getting the type of matches that you would see on a pay-per-view, and now on their debut on Fox. So now, how are they going to follow the lumberjack matches, ladder matches every week to keep people interested in staying with Fox to watch this product every week? I mean, hopefully they didn't try to set their standards so high that they just pretty much washed themselves out. So, it was definitely a passable show, definitely all right. About half of the matches you know, were decent, the other half, I mean, you blink, you miss it. So, not going to say too much more on it. Fletch, it's yours.
In a total agreement, 7 out of 10, no doubt about it. This was a good show. This was solid. I know a lot of people are going to be a little apprehensive about it, but at the end of the day, that's what we got. It was a good show, solid for what it was worth. And now we're going to go very quickly to the preview of Hell in a Cell. Unfortunately, guys, we only have 3 confirmed matches. As of right now, there hasn't been any other matches announced up to this point. So I'm going off Wikipedia. So we're just going to throw the 3 matches out, and that's all that we got. So we started off with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan in a tag team match. And I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns to win the match. I kind of feel like this is their moment. I think they're going to want to give them the victory on this fight more than anything else. So, I'm going to go with Bryan and Roman to win. Anthony Foyo, give me your thoughts.
I agree 100%, MF. Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan to win the match. As I stated earlier in the show, I think it can be a very entertaining match. And I'm very disappointed in WWE because of the fact that only 3 matches announced and they haven't even added anything to this. So is it going to be a 3-match show? Highly unlikely, but we'll have to wait and see. But the 3 matches we do have all have the potential to be entertaining and fun matches. This is one of them. So I could see this being maybe a 3.5, maybe 4 at best. So that's all I can say on that. It's been built great. We got the old Daniel Bryan back, or do we? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how the match goes first before we can jump on it. But nonetheless, Reigns and Bryan should win this match. So nothing more to say. Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan to win this one. I mean, is the old Daniel Bryan back? We're just gonna have to wait and see. But it should be a good match, no doubt about it. But I got Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan winning this. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Didi, are you there? She might have stepped away.
All right.
No indication. There's no indication. So
yeah, no, she hasn't left. I still see her here. All right, so we're just gonna that's fine. We'll just keep going. So next up, we had on this fight card, Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch, Raw Women's Championship, inside Hell in a Cell. Anthony Florio, you lead off.
And how about this now? I mean, 3 matches, 2 for Raw, 1 for SmackDown. We just talked about the SmackDown match. Now it's all about Raw here. Raw Women's Championship. Both women have been built strong going into this match, but it is Sasha Banks who has a number of big singles and tag team wins down the stretch. WWE unfortunately cooled Banks off some by aligning her back with Bayley, whose heel turn in her own right has been mediocre at best. But she would be a breath of fresh air as champion and would allow Becky Lynch to potentially maybe move back over to SmackDown, which she has been heavily promoting as of late. With Lynch and possibly Bayley over on SmackDown, WWE could rekindle the Banks and Charlotte rivalry on Raw as a tentpole storyline on the way to WrestleMania and beyond. Hell in a Cell provides an opportunity for Becky to win in an understandable manner, particularly considering Banks' experience in the structure. With Lynch built so strong, there's no one else truly believable other than Charlotte or a retooled Asuka to beat her. And if for no other reason than what good TV Banks and Bailey as a team of heel top champs will bring, I want to see Sasha get the win. Becky chasing the belt is better TV than her on top, and I think WWE recognizes this and is ready for the shift. If this was for the Smackdown belt, I could see keeping Becky as champion on the Fox brand, but it's for the belt from the new quote-unquote B show. Yeah, quote-unquote. Still the A show forever in my heart, and there's more value in Sasha winning than Becky retaining. So, winner and new Raw Women's Champion, the boss, Sasha Banks, in what should be a hell in a cell match. So, nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, come Sunday night, it will literally be boss time.
Yeah, I mean, Becky has had that Raw Women's title since winning it at WrestleMania. But I think, to me, her dropping it could be a good thing for her. Maybe have her go back to SmackDown, and then who knows what could happen from there. But we'll just have to wait and see. But I agree, winner and new Raw Women's Champion Sasha Banks, which should be a good Hell in a Cell match. Dee Dee, are you there? If you are, I doesn't look like it. Fletch, I'm just gonna give it to you. I don't know what's going on.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll just keep going. No problems. Look, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go with Sasha Banks as well to win the Raw Women's title. I'm pretty sure she'll probably end up going there, and there's really nothing more to add. So we're just gonna go right in. Main event. It's gonna be for right now the undisputed Universal title, the champions, Seth Rollins going up against the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Michael Bullock, you lead off on this match.
Yeah, this has been an interesting a feud. I mean, basically, we've seen lately Bray Wyatt get the best of Seth Rollins, especially this week. Not only on Raw, but what we saw tonight on Friday Night SmackDown, and I would love to see Bray Wyatt with the Universal Championship, but I think it's too soon to put the title on him. I mean, especially after what we saw with his other character as when he won the WWE Championship, where his title reign was not really all that good. So to me, winner and still Universal Champion, the Beast Slayer, Seth Rollins. Fletch, it is yours.
I'm also going to go with Seth Rollins to win the match as well. I truly believe that right now, I don't think it's going to be Bray Wyatt's time. I know a lot of people will want to see Wyatt win the title, but the problem is that you don't want to... I think they're going to want to keep Seth as the face of Monday Night Raw. Because if Bray Wyatt wins this belt, is it possible that Seth goes to SmackDown in the draft? I know I just gave Anthony Florio a heart attack right now, just now. I know. But it has to be talked about. Is it possible that if the Fiend wins the belt, does that mean that we get does that mean we get the Beast Slayer, Seth Rollins, on SmackDown? That'd be pretty sweet. I would love it. But we'll wait and see what happens. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with it. So, winner and still Universal Champion, Seth Rollins. Florio, go.
Yeah. My Raw life just flashed right before my very eyes upon thinking about that. And I don't know why, but I got this weird feel. I got this eerie feeling in the pit of my stomach that it's going to happen. I just don't think you can have Wyatt take a loss yet, and certainly not in a demonic structure. This kind of thing should be the Fiend's playground, and having him lose would feel like every other time Wyatt has been hot. WWE has fumbled a lot of things in his career, but it feels like it's all clicking right now. And they are interesting options for him after becoming the Universal Champion. And on top of that, who doesn't want to see the belt as a prop on the Firefly Funhouse? Yowie, wowie, huh? I mean, but I understand where MF's coming from. WWE has put itself in a tough situation by pushing Wyatt to a world title feud so quickly. That's not to say he or the character are undeserving, but they could likely have survived a few more months before going to this length. It is for that reason, along with the confines of Hell in a Cell, that it would make no sense for Rollins to retain here. If Rollins were to win, especially clean, it would be very, I hate to say, Roman Reigns-esque booking, in that he would have beaten Brock Lesnar twice, Braun Strowman, and The Fiend all in a matter of 2 months. Who is left after that? Unless the plan is for a schmaz finish, Strowman returning and wrecking both men to the point they can't continue, there is no other option but to predict The Fiend winning the Universal Championship, which, like MF just said, would be an interesting development heading into the WWE draft next week. And it seems like a no-brainer to me personally. You could, in theory, keep the belt on Rollins by having the Fiend character get himself disqualified, but that's not the right move in this situation. Wyatt and his alter ego, they've been terrorizing Raw, and that terrorization needs to take the next step of allowing him to take the Universal title back to the Firefly Funhouse with him. And as a matter of fact, to further drive home the point of the dominance the Fiend is capable of, I don't think this match inside the shell, we'll have to wait and see. So there's nothing left for me to say. I disagree with you guys. I mean, yes, I would love to see Rollins win. He's been the frontline soldier of Raw for these last couple of years. But I think his time has passed, and I could easily see him going to SmackDown, and that would really make MF very happy. And who knows, maybe we could get yet another Rollins and Lesnar situation down the road. We'll see. But for right now, for me, winner and the new Universal Champion, it's The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Dee Whitson, I believe, said she's back in. So, MF, we got to catch Dee up here. So let's do that right now.
All right, Dee, we're just going to be talking about the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. I think that's what we were going to do. So, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan and Luke Harper.
Well, tonight we had Roman and Daniel come out on top. So if you go by, the one-on-one rule, it would have to be Rowan and Harper that comes out with it. But at the same time, this is a little hard for me because I would love to see the good guys take it, but I think I'm just going to have to go with Rowan and Harper walking away with it.
All right. Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch, Raw Women's title inside Hell in a Cell.
I think Lynch is still going to have it.
All right. Main event, Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt, Universal title inside Hell in a Cell.
The other one that's kind of hard to go with because I came back. I didn't hear Bullock's stuff, but I heard yours and I heard yours and Anthony's, so I know. And Anthony said he disagreed with both you and Bullock. So, this one's going to definitely be tough. If they do move, maybe Seth and Becky to SmackDown, then, that would be a good reason to put the belt on Wyatt. But then again, maybe Wyatt's the one that's moving to SmackDown. So, there's no telling what would happen here because I can see it going either way. Oh, boy. I guess I'll probably have to go with Anthony on this one, say Wyatt, because it just doesn't seem like there is really too much more for Rollins to do on SmackDown or on Raw. But if he goes to SmackDown, I mean, there's a whole new bunch of talent to deal with. So, other than Brock Lesnar, yeah, okay. So, I guess I'm caught up now.
All right, and that actually ends our show for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done for the evening. So tomorrow night is Anthony Florio. He gets to host the NFL Football Saturday NFL Football Saturday, where we'll be running down all the week action. Can you believe it? It's already week 5 of the National Football League. So we got all that coverage. Come right back here on this channel on Sunday night for the recap of Hell in a Cell. And we do it all again on Monday with Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio. And guys, we thank you so much for this historic evening. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, guys. Like the video. Leave a comment at the bottom. Share it with all your friends on all social media platforms around the world. And until then, it is good old MF Michael Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody. So long for now. And for all of us here for the Cerebral Smack Talk, we are out. Bye-bye, everybody.